side will give you an idea of the level here in this first period. We've passed the 2-minute mark, and the puck is back in the Chicago zone. There's no score between the Blackhawks. It's cleared down the ice by Jarrett. The center where Pronovo has it, number 3. Pronovo flips it into the Chicago zone. Glenn Hall lets it go. The rebound picked up by Billy Hay to number 20, Doug Jarrett. He's paired it. It rolls by Bond out over the blue line. And with me tonight is my special guest, Brian McFarland. And Brian is here to say a few words.
Right you are, Bill. It's been an exciting game so far, and lots more excitement to come.
All right, Ravlich shoots the puck in. A long shot. Bauer stopped it. Kurtenbach, number 25, back behind the net for it. Back pass along the boards for Armstrong. He lets it go to Pulford. Pulford's pass deflects to Ravlich, number 5 at center, and it's shot right back into the Maple Leaf zone. Bauer stopping it, and Vaughn taking over. He's covered by Nestorenko. It's cleared right in front. Pronovo shot it back. Pulford, a pass ahead to Kurtenbach. Pronovo takes a long shot that goes into the corner. Back for it is Pierre Palat. Stopped by Mahavlich. He tried to get in front of the net. And it's knocked out to the blue line by Esposito. Stopped by Campbell. Shot. Kelly in front. Back comes Chico Mackey, number 16 at center. A long shot. Bauer stopped it. Bond the rebound. Bobby Barnes shot it around for Kelly. For Tappan over on the right side, and Basco gives it to Bobby Hull, number 9, the Golden Jet of his own blue line. Away from Mahavlich. Past Esposito. The long shot is wide. Marcel Pronovo to Frank Mahavlich. Up at center. Over the blue line. Back for Esposito to center ice. He's checked by Marcel Pronovo. Picked up by Elmer Vasco, number 4 at center. A long shot. Bauer let it go wide. Mahavlich just gets rid of it to center ice. It's cleared from Vasco to Palat. Back to Vasco at center. He shoots it right into the Leaf zone. Bauer stopping it. Marcel Pronovo, number 3, back for it. A pass for Mahavlich goes down the ice. Here Palat to Esposito, and he's checked by Kelly. The puck ending up on the corner in the Chicago zone at the north end of our left. That's Pierre Palat, number 3, to Chico Mackey, number 16. Ahead Esposito at center. Shooting it into the Maple Leaf zone. Kelly picking it up. Pass to Ron Ellis, number 8, with Larry Jeffrey. Shot it off the board. It hit the Chicago players. The play goes right on. Jeffrey tried to center it. He was too well covered, and Pierre Palat brings it back with a pass to Bobby Hull. Over the blue line, trying to get around Horton. Does. By Hull again. There's the shot. On the face-off, Matt Ravlich. Not by Keon.
Chicago goal scored by number 9, Bobby Hull. Assist number 7, Esposito. The time 5-12.
Tim Horton in his own zone, flipped it along the boards to Ron Ellis, number 8. He hit a skate, bounced off Horton. Over the blue line. Horton to Keon. Trying to go around Ravlich. For Ellis, the shot, and Glenn Hall holds onto it for a face-off. And there's going to be a penalty here to Jarrett, number 20. It looked like boarding to me. We'll wait and see.
Chicago penalty to number 20, Jarrett. 2 minutes for quarter. The time 5:50.
Face-off will be in the Chicago zone to the right. Leafs have the man advantage, 6 men to 5. Chicago leading in the hockey game, 1-0, and it's Keon, Mahavlich, Kelly, Douglas, and Eddie Joyelle, number 24. Bill Hay, Eric Nestorenko, Al McNeil, and Matt Ravlich for Chicago. Puck is along the board. Keon gets it loose to Kelly. Here's his shot, and that's deflected wide. Ravlich has checked Keon. Joyelle. With Joyelle getting the shot away against the boards, held there for a face-off. Number 24, Joyelle. Keon, number 14, and Mahavlich, 27. Douglas and Kelly. So it's 4 forwards, 1 defenseman. Face-off is in the circle to the right of Glenn Hall. On the face-off, back for Kelly. It bounces to Mahavlich. Getting set. Lets the backhand go. Keon gets the rebound in the corner. Ravlich gets a hold of it. Fairs it ahead for Hay. Hay shoots it by Douglas down the ice. Red Kelly back for it at the 6:30 mark of this first period. Ahead to Keon. Up at center. Missed the check from McNeil, but thrown off stride, and the Blackhawks clear the puck down the ice. 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the penalty to Jarrett as Red Kelly leads a 4-man rush to center ice for the Leafs. Off Mahavlich's stick, Keon racing in. Nestorenko gets in ahead of him. They hold it against the boards, and there's no further play. Ready to go upon the face-off. Mahavlich and Keon to Kelly. Over to Douglas. Takes his shot. Keon. There goes the shot. It hit. 42 seconds left, and the penalty to Jarrett. That one hit the goalpost, but did not go in. It came right back underneath Glenn Hall. Dan Mikita now comes out to replace Bill Hay. Mikita returning after a groin injury. All set to go for the face-off. It goes to Mahavlich. He knocked it right to Ravlich. Flicked by Dan Mikita the rest of the way on the fireboards, and Douglas is back for it. Douglas, number 19. A pass to Keon. Keon watched by Nestorenko. Gets away from him to Kelly. Kelly starts out now with Mahavlich. And Joyelle shot it over the line. Hay gets a hold of it and clears it out. It goes by Douglas. Nestorenko going after it. Gets in front of Douglas. Passing it to Hay. He tried to get in front, and Keon get back quick enough. Dave Keon starts back down the ice for the Leafs. A pass for Mahavlich. He's hit by Ravlich and knocked down. Shot off the board by Douglas, and Jarrett is on the ice. Slipped into the Chicago zone, and McNeil back for it, number 19. A back pass to Ravlich. Ravlich fanned the first time, gets it out to Sam Mikita. Moans on his left. Here they come to center right. Forum on the right. Over to Moans. He's closing in. Takes his shot. Another shot, and that just rolled wide of the corner. Marcel Pronovo goes to the boards and covers up. Face-off is in the Maple Leafs on to the left. On the draw, comes back to Pierre Pilote. He fakes his first shot, gets in front, takes a drive, and Bauer stopped it easily. Hofer marched by Stan Mikita, and they go to the boards, and they hold it there. Face off in the Maple Leaf zone, and from the draw, Stan Mikita. Back to the blue line, here's Palat. A pass for Mikita, flip for Moans. It goes to the board. Trying to center it, Pulford picks it up. Got it off the board to Armstrong, and Armstrong shoots it down the ice. Puck is sliding over the red line, and that'll be called. In the rule book now, that is called the goal line, which extends right from one side of the rink to the other. Face off in the circle to the right of Johnny Bauer. 1-0 Chicago. Comes back to Vasco. His shot goes into the corner, ends up behind the net. Marcel Pronovo. Off the boards to Armstrong. Over the blue line, a long pass for Selby. He's going in with Pulford. Selby gets a hold of the puck, tried to center it. Pulford chopped it right to Warren. Back down the ice for Chicago. Over the blue line, a pass for Mikita. Armstrong breaks it up. Pulford comes straight down the ice. Over the line. Goes after it into the corner. Centered it. Armstrong took a shot. And that was stopped by Glenn Hall, even though he didn't see it. Moans. To Mikita. Just shoots it into the lead zone, and back there goes Pulford. Pulford with Jeffrey and Armstrong. Pulford at center. Gets it over the line with Armstrong. A pass for Jeffrey. He's failed to get it. Passing it back to Vaughn. Vaughn missed the check. Jeffrey centered it for Armstrong. He's still got it. Takes a backhand shot, and that's way wide. Here Palat of Chicago. Clearing pass to Bobby Hull. Here he comes over his own blue line to center. On the left side for Esposito. Hit by Ellis. Jeffrey, a pass for Ron Ellis on the right wing. Garrett tries to take him out of the play. He does, and gives an Esposito to Bobby Hull. Over the blue line. Trying to go around Horton. Took his shot and ended up behind the net. Stanley for Jeffrey, too far. Clearing past Esposito. Shoots it into the lead zone, and Bauer stops it there for Stanley. Around for Kurtenbach. Ravlich breaks it up. Centered it in front. Kurtenbach after it. Ravlich covering him. Ellis can't get out. Bobby Hull centered it out in front. It comes back to Chico Mackey. Handed it right to Kurtenbach. Long pass for Ellis. Stopped by Jared, who knocks the puck to center ice. Bobby Hull tapping it there, number 9. He's checked partially. The puck going to Esposito. Stopped by Jeffrey. Shot it in over the line, and Kurtenbach goes after it. Jared beats him to it, shoots it around to Bobby Hull, and it goes sliding all the way at center. Horton. A pass to Mahavlich. He's going in alone. Where did that go? Right in front. Ellis misses it. Kurtenbach trying to get a shot. Ellis shot it right across the goal mouth. Back to Horton. Horton shoots. Knocked down by Ravlich. Came right in front. Shot out over the blue line. Horton fell. To Kurtenbach. Shot it into the Chicago zone. Hello, Canada hockey fans in the United States. Bill Hewitt here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. 1-0 for the Chicago Blackhawks. The puck is in the Maple Leaf zone with Red Kelly, number 4, trying to get it out. He's checked by Eric Nestorenko, number 15, right in front for Bobby Hull, who scored the goal. He couldn't get it. Kelly gives it to Paplin, up with Mahavlich at center. Back to Paplin. He's hit partially by Palat, still has it. Back for Kelly. Right in front. Mahavlich with a whack at it. Another shot right across the goal mouth. Knocked out the center ice. Picked off by Alan Stanley. Over here to Red Kelly. For Mahavlich, too far. It ends up behind the Chicago net at the north end of my left. Over to Billy Hay, number 11. He knocked it to the blue line. Bob Bond knocked it in as it was outside, and it's offside. The referee tonight, John Ashley, number 3. The linesman is John D'Amico, number 9, and Matt Pavlich, number 7, as we're coming up to the 13-minute mark of this first period in 4 seconds. 1-0 for Chicago. Hull from Esposito at 5:12. One penalty in the game so far, that to Jarrett for boarding at 5:50. Vasco ran into Jim Pappan. Bill Hay, number 11, giving it to number 6, Fred Stanfield. Stanfield with Nestorenko and Hay coming up the center. Kelly partially stopped him. Stanfield tried to pass to Hay. Back for Stanfield, too far. Mahavlich, number 27, goes in behind the net. Hank Mahavlich coming out over his own blue line to center ice. Up to the Chicago line, trying to go through. He does around Vasco, tried to center it, and just failed. And Nestorenko goes for the boards with Mahavlich popping him there and holding him. In Montreal in the first period, it's 2-1 for the Canadians over Detroit. Shields trying to... Bobby Hull just let it go when it went right through Johnny Bauer's legs. That's his second goal in this first period and gives Chicago a 2-0 lead.
Scored by number 9, Bobby Hull. Assist number 14, Hodge. The time 16-17.
16-17. Ken Hodge gets the assist. Chicago 2, Toronto Maple Leafs nothing. Marcel Pronovo, a pass for Pappan, and was offside from inside his own blue line and over the center red line. Face-off will be inside the blue line. Stanfield found the face-off. Had the puck knocked back to center. Ravlich flipping it back into the Leaf zone. It goes to the corner, and Bonds after it, number 21. Bob Bond. Pass to Marcel Pronovo. Up to Kelly. A pass to Pappan. He's in the clear. Going right in and goal. Jim Pappan hit the goal post. And that's the second time the Leafs have hit the post in this first period. Pappan is knocked down. Nestorenko tried to get over the line, and Marcel Pronovo brings it back. Shoots it into the Chicago zone. Bill Hayes shoots it out. Bob Bond for Frank Mahavlich to fire. Nestorenko takes it along the boards into the corner. Mahavlich chasing him. Pappan tried to get to it, but it's Hay feeding Nestorenko with Stanfield. Pass for Stanfield. Goes to Bauer. He knocked it off to the wing. Nestorenko took a shot. Bond. A pass for Pappan. Pappan along with Mahavlich. Over the line, tried to feed Mahavlich. Kelly follows up, shot it across to the opposite wing, and there's nobody there. Back for Hay at center. Shot it into the late zone. And it's Marcel Pronovo going back for it. Pronovo, a pass to Ellis. Ellis at center ice. Tried to barge through the defense, and Doug Moens took it away from him. Moens, a long pass for Makita over the blue line. A drop pass for Kenny Warham, a shot, and that was wide. And the rebound of Mahavlich. Ahead for Ellis. Ellis and Keon going in together. Back to Mahavlich. There's the shot. Glenn Hall made the save. Back for Makita. At center. Over the blue line. Off to the wing. Still has it. Centered it right in front, and Horton picks it up. For Keon too far. Keon picks it up from Palat, but couldn't get loose as Vasco backs him up. Elmer Vasco ahead to Stan Makita. Over the line with Warm, and it's offside. 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in this first period. 2-0 Chicago. Hull from Esposito at 5:12, and Hull from Hodge at 16:17. Now it's Esposito at center ice with Chico Macchia on the right wing and Bobby Hull on the left. Palat and Vasco on the defense. Keon, Jeffrey, Ellis, Horton, and Stanley. Harry Jeffrey to Dave Keon. For Ellis, back for Horton, who moved in very quickly into the corner. To Keon, centered it right in front. Ellis and Jeffrey missed it. Goes back to center. Stanley gives it to Jeffrey. Over to Horton. Horton trying to get in on the wing, and Bobby Hull picks it up, only to have Keon take it away from him. He handed it right back to Hull. Bobby Hull at center. Over the line, trying to go through, and he's too well covered. He is called, and there's going to be a penalty here to Stanley for hooking with less than a minute to go in the first period. Bobby Hull talking to Alan Stanley. Stanley will get a hooking penalty.
Number 26, Stanley. 2 minutes for hooking. Time 19:02.
19:02 is the time. Vaughn, Marcel Pronovost, Orland Kurtenbach, and Bob Pulford. And for Chicago, Stan Mikita, Bobby Hull, Doug Moans, Kenny Warham, and Pierre Palat. On the face-off, it's knocked back to center ice. Bobby Hull going back to his own blue line. To Kenny Warham, to Stan Mikita. Shot it into the Leaf zone. They race after it. Kurtenbach stopped by Mikita, then took it away from him and shot it down the ice. 38 seconds remaining in the first period. 2-0 Chicago. Bobby Hull. He fell. Pulford took it away from him. Goes behind the net. Took his shot, and Glenn Hall made the save. .27 seconds remaining in the first period. Bobby Hull leaving the ice. And what a first period he's had. 2 goals. Face-off is in the circle to the left of Glenn Hall. Chicago zone. Leafs are shorthanded. Alan Stanley in the penalty box. On the face-off. Elmer Vasco ahead to Stan Mikita. Up to Hay. Hay is ridden off by Bob Bond. Mikita picks it up, though, off the boards. A pass intended for Palat too far. Kurtenbach knocking it back into the Chicago zone with 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Mikita, number 21, shoots it off the boards, down the ice. Hay racing after it. He lets it go as the bell goes to end the first period. And the score at the end of the first period, Chicago Blackhawks 2, Toronto Maple Leafs nothing. And here's Ward Cornell. All set to start this second period now, and the Chicago Blackhawks are leading 2-0. They outshot the Maple Leafs 10-8 in the first period. Bobby Hull scoring twice, from Esposito at 5-12, from Hodge at 16-17. Pierre Palat, number 3. With Bobby Hull, the Hawks have a man advantage, playing 6 men to 5, as Stanley was off for hooking at 19:02. Pierre Palat to Bobby Hull, stopped by Bond. Bond shoots the puck down the ice. Chicago for the second period, the south end of the right, the Maple Leafs in their dark blue uniforms, the north end of the left. Glenn Hall in goal for Chicago, and it's Johnny Bauer for the Maple Leafs. Up for Palat, his pass right onto Pulford's stick. He can't get it away. Bond flipped it, but not out. Kurtenbach wrapped it the rest of the way down the ice. Pulford goes after it. Bobby Hull gets back and covers up. Hull gives it to Moans. Moans a pass for Mikita. Back for Moans. He's stopped there by Marcel Pronovost. Knocked down by Pulford. Warham leaves it for Hull. Hull takes a long shot wide. Marcel Pronovost the rebound, lifting it off Bobby Hull, who knocks it in. It's out on a delayed whistle, and Mikita brings it back as Stanley returns to the ice. And the Leafs are back at full strength. Kurtenbach over the line offside. Tolford was in ahead of him. We played a minute and 15 seconds of the second period. Chicago leading 2-0. 3 penalties in the first period, 2 to the Leafs and 1 to Chicago. The referee, John Ashley, number 3. The linesman are John D'Amico, number 9. And Matt Pavlich, number 7, who will do the honors for this face-off outside the Chicago blue line. It's Keon Ellis, number 8, along with Larry Jeffrey, number 22, Horton, and Stanley. Ellis shot the puck into the Chicago zone. Ravlich back for it. Clearing pass to Bobby Hull. Ellis stepped into him, comes to Horton. Horton shot it around to the corner, picked up by Jeffrey. Jeffrey trying to center it, did, and Chico Mackey is there, number 16. Mackey to Esposito. Up at center, over the blue line. A pass to Chico Mackey again, and he couldn't center it. Bobby Hull picks it up. He takes a shot, and that's wide. Ends up beside Bauer, and he holds it there for a face-off. Esposito is number 7, Chico Mackey 16, Hull is 9, Ravlich number 5, Gary Jarrett number 20. And coming out now, Ken Hodge, number 14.
Ken Hodge got a big thrill in that first period when he threw that long pass over to Hull to set up the second goal. That'd be a big moment for him, getting an assist his first trip to the ice.
Right, Brian, and we're all set for the face-off in the circle to the left of Bauer. Larry Jeffrey went after, stopped by Ravlich. His shot is wide, ends up behind the net. Hodge went after it, covered by Stanley and Ellis. Keon moves in, Esposito is there, and there's no further play.
Hodge wears number 14 for the Blackhawks. He's a big, good-looking rookie who starred in Junior A ranks last season. 63 goals with St. Catharines.
On the face-off, a shot right on Bauer. Tim Horton, number 7, brings it out. At his own blue line, a long pass for Jeffrey. A pass to Keon. He's cutting in. There's the shot. Horton gets the rebound. There's his shot. It's right on the net. It's on the goal line. Play is called. No red light went on, but the net came off the pipe as he was being jammed there by the Leaf players. And something had to give. Now Glenn Hall is just carrying on where he left off in the All-Star game. He's been sensational. Score remains 2-0 Chicago. And we played 2 minutes and 14 seconds of the second period. All ready to go. Esposito had the draw. Bobby Hull, number 9, gets rid of it to center ice. Stanley backhands it right into the center exit on the far side.
Well, we had a little trouble getting Johnny Bauer to speak up a moment or two ago, but here's what he had to say about opening night.
It's a wonderful feeling to start the season off, and with all these presentations and everything else, it more or less slows me down. I like to keep warm. And I think the big thing is if I stop the first shot, I'll certainly go along real well. But if I don't, well, then I'm going to start to get a little nervous like I usually do.
All set for the face-off. Red Stanfield to Billy Hay, Elmer Vasco. He wrapped it off. Eric Nesterenko goes back into his own zone. A pass stopped by Bond. Bond getting set. Took his shot, and that's going high and then drops below the end blues. Spectator there waving his arm, indicate he has that puck. John Beliveau from Bobby Russo and Cournoyer at 4:43. It's now Montreal 4, Detroit 1. Here's a shot. Glenn Hall stopped it. Another shot by Mahavlich is weak into the corner. Pierre Pilote off the boards for Nesterenko, number 15. Trying to feed it ahead to Stanfield. Pronovo's pass for Mahavlich. Pierre Pilote skates him off. Pilote covered by Kelly. Mahavlich wraps it to Pronovo. His shot bounces wide. Jim Pappen. Pass ends up on Nesterenko's stick to Stanfield. Going straight down the ice. Up over the blue line for Stanfield. Cutting around Pronovo. Trying to get his shot, and he was too well covered. Marcel Pronovo. To Bond. Up for Kelly at the back of his skate. Back to Bond with Papin over the line offside. Papin took that extra step going in on the right wing. 2-0 Chicago at the 3:22 mark of the second period. Now coming out for the first time in the game, Dennis Hull, number 10. Takes over on the left wing, and that means that Bill Hay will move over to center as Stanfield is replaced. Bond takes a long shot wide. Pierre Palat, the rebound off the boards and the backhand, stopped by Marcel Pronovo. Papin after it, passed it behind Kelly. He shot it in behind the net. Glenn Hall stopped it. Pierre Palat is skated out by Mahavlich. Kelly a weak shot, and Vasco gets a hold of it. And Papin in the corner, covered by Dennis Hull. Vasco then covers him, and they hold it there for a face-off.
Well, earlier tonight, Bill, we were hoping to see Bing Crosby. I know he's in town, and he's supposed to be a guest of the Gardens tonight. This famous entertainer made the presentation this afternoon to the owner of George Royal, winner of the Canadian Championship at Woodbine, Johnny Longdon aboard.
And the face-off in the circle. Vasco chopped it but not out. Papin takes his shot, and that is stopped by Glenn Hall. Here Palat, number 3, goes nearly in front of his own net, nearly ran into Vasco, gets it ahead to Hay, over on this left side to Hull. This is Dennis Hull. Over the line, a drop pass from Nesterenko, back to Dennis Hull, a shot, and Power kicked it out. Papin trying to feed Mahavlich, nowhere near him, and it goes back into the lead zone, and it's Marcel Pronovo. Pronovo, a pass from Mahavlich, and he couldn't get to it. Now then it's Kelly for Papin, too far. Elmer Vasco, a pass to Dennis Hull, to Hay, over the line to Nesterenko, takes his shot right on, and Bauer stopped it. Marcel Pronovo is hit hard by Dennis Hull. It goes to the far wing, and Frank Mahavlich races after it. He goes behind the net. Gets it up for center to Papin, back for Mahavlich. Over the line with Kelly, and it's broken up by Nesterenko. Bond having to cover up at center. Kelly shoots it right back into the corner. At Ravlich after it, number 5 to Nesterenko, number 15, up for Hay, who just tips it down to Stanley. Stanley, a flip pass for Bob Pulford, who wraps it down the ice into the Chicago zone. Ravlich off the board. Pulford broke it up to Armstrong, and his pass was nowhere near Selby. And Warham tries to get away, only to be hit by Stanley. And the puck went into the crowd. This half of tonight's game is brought to you by Imperial Esso, dealers, agents, and distributors. On the face-off, Stanley wraps the puck into the Chicago zone. Glenn Hall stopping it. Gary Jarrett. Pass goes the length of the ice. Bauer lets it go. A rebound off the boards to Stanley, and it's icing.
One historical note here, Bill. The Gardens was built, as you know, in 1931, and opening night was November 12th that year. A crowd of 13,542 turned out that night. A disappointing beginning for the Gardens and the Leafs. The opening ceremonies too long, and the Leafs played poorly that night, losing to Chicago 2-1. Mush March and Vic Ripley scored for the Hawks. Charlie Conacher scored the only goal for Toronto.
All set for the face-off, and from the draw it went sliding across the goal mouth into the corner. It's Selby. Couldn't get anywhere. Dan Makita. To Warren to Makita. Coming up at center, a flip pass at the blue line. Matt Ravlich shooting it in. Goes after it himself. And Horton takes it away from him. Doug Moens then checks Horton. Bob Pulford. To Selby. Selby, Pulford, and Armstrong. Over the line for Selby, and it's passed for Armstrong. Nowhere near him, and it's brought back by the Blackhawks. Makita and Moens offside as Bauer made the save on Makita's low drive.
Prior to the game tonight, I asked Billy Ray about the big surprise in training camp this year.
Dave Dryden, I think, is the fellow to watch. I think he's got a terrific future. He's the most pleasant surprise that I have ever had going to a training camp and not knowing a fellow.
On the face-off, Bob Bond, number 21. Stops behind the Maple Leaf net. Over to Marcel Pronovo, to Vaughn. Vaughn racing up with a pass for Ellis. Ellis goes after it. Takes a hold of that puck, tries to center it. Larry Jeffrey tried to get it over to Marcel Pronovo, but Doug Mones tapped it. Mones to Makita. Back to Mones. Coming out of their own zone to center ice. To Stan Makita. Missed the check, but Ellis comes up with the puck. Back for the Leafs. Over the line. And he tried to back pass it. And he failed. And the Hawks come right back again. Makita. Checked by Marcel Pronovo. For Ellis. Checked by Jarrett. Down goes Ellis. Mones is checked by Vaughn. Vaughn and Jarrett with the puck left in the zone. Here's Ellis getting shot. The shot was knocked high. It came out in front. Glenn Hall knocked it to the corner. Comes back again. Marcel Pronovo to Keon. Keon a backhand. Goes wide. Larry Jeffrey. Clearing it behind the net. Keon trying to center it. Stan Makita holds it against the boards, and there's no further play. And we played 7 minutes and 40 seconds of the second period. Chicago lead 2-0.
We're talking about opening night at Maple Leaf Gardens 1931. The Leafs started badly that year. They managed only 2 ties in their first 5 hockey games. Then Mr. Smythe fired Coach Art Duncan and replaced him with Dick Irvin. From then on, the Leafs began to click, and they went on to win the Stanley Cup their first year in this brand new building. Those were the days when a lot of folks in Toronto called the building of the Garden Smythe's Folly.
From the face-off, down the ice for Pierre Palat to center. Gets it over the line, and it's Frank Mahavlich back, number 27. A pass to Kelly, to Mahavlich. Stopped by Bobby Hull, who wrapped it wide. Chico Mackey, number 16, covered by Stanley, trying to kick it out. It's Chico Mackey getting it loose, trying to get in front. Pass back to Basco, the shot, and Hull deflected it wide. It goes to the corner. Chico Mackey right in front of Bobby Hull, a shot, and Horton got a piece of it. Mahavlich can't get it out. Hull gets another shot, and Power comes out of the net, shoots it behind the goal into the corner. The Hawks keep it in the Leaf zone. Bobby Hull trying to get around Papin, and it's shot out to center. Basco takes a long shot. Power stopping it. Stanley shoots it off the boards. Here's Kelly getting a chance. Over to Papin. Papin takes a shot. Lets it go, a weak one, and Bobby Hull is there. Gets away from Mahavlich. Trying to come out. Mahavlich covers it. Back up for Basco and it's Chico Mackey. It goes into the Leaf zone over the red line. Horton will touch it, and that'll be icing called against the Blackhawks. We played 9 minutes, less 4 seconds of this second period. Chicago lead 2-0. Face off in the Chicago zone to the left. Fulford, Kurtenbach, and Joyelle. Chicago have Hay, Stanfield, Nestorenko, Ravlich, and Jarrett. All ready to go, and from the face-off, Fulford failed to get a shot. Bill Hay, number 11, to Jarrett, number 20. Kurtenbach covering him. Clear to Stanfield. Stanfield, a pass to Hay. Takes a long shot wide. Bond to Joyelle. Back to Bond. Up to Marcel Pronovo. Pronovo is checked. Bond follows up the center. He shoots it off the boards into the Chicago zone. It bounced to Glenn Hall off the boards. Hay needs a pass to center ice. It's stopped by Marcel Pronovo to Kurtenbach. He's hit by Ravlich. And Fulford digs it out, but couldn't get a pass to Kurtenbach, and it's shot to center ice. Leafs turn again. A pass for Kurtenbach, stopped by Nestorenko, and the Hawks are really checking the Maple Leafs at every move. It goes back into the Chicago zone. Jarrett after it. Into the corner. Nestorenko covered by Kurtenbach, but Jarrett gets it out and down the ice. Bob Bond tried to feed Joyelle. Cleared to the other wing. Kurtenbach Watched by Nestorenko. Stanfield to Ravlich. Over to Jarrett. His pass right on the Bond stick. To Pulford. Pulford is covered. Joyelle takes a backhand that's wide. Ravlich. Out Chicago. Over to Hay. And he just gets it out to center. Stanfield gets away from Vaughn. Back for Hay and Nestorenko. Nestorenko over the line. Pronovo takes Nestorenko to the board. Holds it there. The puck gets loose to Joyelle. And he flips it out. Turning pass over to Hay on the left wing. Hay just gets rid of it to the other side. Curtin back, and Pulford can't get organized. Now Pulford will try it to Marcel Pronovo. A pass for Joyelle, failed to click. Jarrett clearing it to an open wing. Curtin back is then jammed against the boards, and there will be no further play. This half of tonight's game is brought to you by Imperial Esso, dealers, agents, and distributors. And the face-off, Chicago lead 2-0 in this second period. Stanley back for it behind the net. Stanley starts out with a pass to Ellis. It hits a skate, bounces high, goes to the board. Ellis being watched by Makita. Horton to Stanley. Ahead for Jeffrey, and it went off his stick. Cleared into the Leaf bench. And the face-off will be in the Chicago zone, inside the blue line. On the face-off, and Makita. Back to Vasco. Vasco at his own blue line, to center. Got it over the line, and Keon is back there for it. Keon, Jeffrey, and Ellis. Pass for Ellis, went over his stick. Vasco to Warham. He shot it right back into his own zone, and Vasco has to go back for it. 7 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the second period. It's against the boards, and they hold it there for a face-off.
Possibly the most important acquisition in the off-season dealing as far as the Leafs are concerned. Well, they gave up Andy Bathgate, Billy Harris, and Gary Jarrett in return for Marcel Pronovo. And Autry Erickson, Larry Jeffrey, Ed Joyelle, and Lowell McDonald also included in the deal. Pronovo's importance, of course, was heightened the other day with Carl Brewer's announced retirement. Marcel's 35 years old, but still a smooth old performer along that blue line.
On the face-off, back to Stanley. A long bouncing shot. Mendenhall caught it. Vasco. A pass for Moans. Stopped by Horton. Horton flips it into the corner, and it's Vasco back for it. Picked off by Jeffrey, trying to center it. Stan Makita gets rid of it to center ice. Along the boards it goes, down into the Leaf zone, and Horton gets a hold of it. To Armstrong, number 10. He hit Makita on the skate. Moans was inside the Leaf zone, so he's offside.
Talking about Carl Brewer, I know Punch Imlach has hopes of getting him back in action. Carl's retirement is a great loss to hockey generally, and the Leafs in particular. We've heard he's a complex individual, a real worrier during the hockey season. He's had problems with his nerves. He apparently doesn't like air travel. He doesn't sleep too well during the season either, and he's extremely conscious of other challenges and opportunities in the world around him. The stresses and strains of a player often counterbalance the glamour and excitement.
On the face-off, long shot. Bauer caught it on the chest, left it for Baughan. Bob Baughan, a pass for Kelly. Kelly can't get away, as Esposito is there. Esposito turns. Blackhawks are really checking the Maple Leafs in this second period, leading 2-0. Up the ice for Kelly. Over the line, back to Jim Pappas. Took a weak shot that was broken up by Ravlich to Esposito. Esposito and Hull, along with Chico Mackey. Over the line, the puck goes loose. Bobby Hull picks it up, takes his shot, and Bauer made the save.
Hull almost had his hat trick there. And looking over his record, Bill, you see that he scored 264 goals in his first 8 years in the league, and that's 22 more than Gordie Howe scored over a similar span, his 8 first years. If you want to compare Hull with Frank Mahovlich, the Big M has scored 226 goals in his first 8 seasons. That's 38 less than Bobby Hull. 40 counting the 2 tonight.
Okay, Brian, and from the face-off, Marcel Pronovo to Frank Mahavlich. He falls. Chico Mackey handed it to Papin. Papin tried to get it to Kelly, and Chico Mackey recovered and gives it to Bobby Hull. Hull comes down the ice, trying to go through, ran into Marcel Pronovo, and Frank Mahavlich has it. Mahavlich getting away from Hull, over the blue line, tried to go through. Jared had him covered. Herring pass for Hull. Hull gets it out to center ice to Chico Mackey. Back for Hull on the left wing, and it got away from him. Marcel Pronovo. He gets over the line, closing in, a pass from Mahavlich, right in front for Kelly. Oh, and Glenn Hall slid right across the goal mouth and made a miraculous save on Red Kelly. Glenn Hall came right back and crossed in front after Kelly had the open net and caught it on his chest.
Glenn Hall was simply marvelous in the All-Star game in Montreal the other night, and apparently he's going to carry right on with the opening of the regular schedule.
Now we have 6 minutes and 1 second remaining in the second period. Chicago lead 2-0. On the face-off, puck is shot out to center ice. Stanley off the boards for Kurtenbach, carrying it into the Chicago zone. Vasco back. He shoots it down the ice. Sauer had to make the save. And Horton shoots it off the boards to center. Back for Pierre Pilote over the blue line. He takes a backhand that Bauer stops. Bob Pulford for George Armstrong. For Bob Pulford and Kurtenbach. Kurtenbach tried to reach for it. Pierre Pilote went down. Hay gets it out. And Fred Stanfield, number 6, was checked, but the puck ends up on Nestorenko's stick. Nestorenko goes to the boards. He's hit by Pulford. Armstrong to Kurtenbach. Vasco covers him. Armstrong carries on. Stanfield had him well covered. Now it's Pulford's turn. Pulford shoots it into the corner, ends up behind the net, and Vasco's there. Elmer Vasco comes back, flips it off the board, stopped by Armstrong. Armstrong checked by Stanfield. Stanley now has it and shoots into the Chicago zone. Vasco tripped as he went behind the net, lost possession of the puck, but then it ends up against the boards. Vasco on the inside, Armstrong trapping him there. This half tonight's game is brought to you by Imperial Esso, dealers, agents, and distributors. Face-off is in the Chicago zone to the right. 4 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the second period. Blackhawks leading 2-0 on 2 goals by Bobby Hull in the first period. Vaughn, a pass to Ron Ellis, nowhere near Keon, and it goes back to center and down the ice. Dennis Hull, number 10, races after it. Vaughn is there first, gets in ahead of the Chicago player. Marcel Pronovo can't bring it out. Here's Dennis Hull missing a check from Ron Ellis. Vaughn and Ellis trying to bring it out. Ellis does. Takes his shot and hits Vasco. They're trying to center it out in front. Larry Jeffrey is jammed by Pilote, trying to get it loose. It comes loose. Nestorenko, first man to pick it up. A backhand. Dennis Hull trying to get it out. He does. Bill Hay fights for it along the board. Ellis shot it right to Pilote. Pilote pass to Nestorenko, and a backhand goes into the lead zone. Ellis is back for it. Ellis to Keon for Larry Jeffrey. Nowhere near him. As it went right down the ice to Jarrett. Jarrett to Makita. He lets it go, and Vaughn picks it up. A pass to Ellis. Ellis shoots it in offside as Larry Jeffrey was trapped inside the blue line. 3 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the second period. The scoring plays in the first. Hull from Esposito at 5-12. Hull from Hodge at 16-17. Chicago outshot the Leafs 10-8 in the first period. There were 3 penalties, 2 to the Leafs and 1 to Chicago. There have been no penalties in this second period. Kelly, Mahavlich, and Papin now on the forward line for the Leafs. Makita, Moons, and Warham for Chicago. Ravlich and Jarrett. Laid down the ice into the Leaf zone by Warham. Bauer stops it for Horton. Horton is checked by Warham. Horton then goes after Warren along the boards. Held there. And the face-off is in the lead zone to the right. No change at Montreal in the second period. Montreal Canadiens 4, Detroit Red Wings 1. Face-off in the lead zone to the right of Johnny Bauer. Kelly, number 4, to take the face-off for the Maple Leafs against Stan Mikita, number 21. From the draw, back to Horton, or Stanley. Up to Mahavlich, Kelly. Jarrett skated him off. Ravlich in possession, falls momentarily, gets back up on his skates to Mikita, deflected over to Moans. Moans wraps the puck into the Leaf zone, and Stanley goes back. Stanley behind the net, shoots it off the boards. Warren clearing it to Mikita. Mikita at the Leaf blue line, turns back at center, gets back to the Leaf blue line again. Pappen knocked it back out. Harry Jarrett takes a long shot that Bauer catches, and Horton's back for it. 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the second period, 2-0 Chicago. Horton off the boards for Mahavlich. He's too well covered by Ravlich. It's cleared in by Warren, but Mikita was way inside the blue line. This will be a deliberate offside, so the faceoff comes back into the Chicago zone to the right, as called by linesman Matt Pavlich. So the faceoff in the circle to the right of Glenn Hall. Leafs move up inside the blue line. Kelly lost the draw to Mikita. Ravlich lost it to Kelly. Kelly trying to center it. He was bumped. The lights are going a little bit dim as it's brought up by Moans. Moans to center ice. Over the blue line. Trying to pass it in front. Mikita took a shot. Here's Mikita going after it again, and Horton has it. Horton along, Pappen over to Mahavlich. Trying to go through, and Ravlich and Warren get a hold of it. Ravlich, a long pass to Mikita. At center, a long shot. Stopped by Bauer to Kelly. Kelly turns with a pass to Mahavlich. Back to Kelly. Back for Mahavlich, and he couldn't get away as Pierre-Pilote was there to stop him. Cleared by Esposito. Into the Leaf zone. Bauer leaves it for Stanley. 1 minute and 29 seconds remaining in the second period. To Horton. Horton up to Kelly to Pappen. He flips it over. Pilote goes after it. Oh, he nearly deflected into his own net. Now it's Esposito to Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull over the line, trying to go through. Comes back to center. It's cleared in. Horton goes after it, trying to control it. Kicks it with a skate. Bobby Hull bumps into him. Bob Pulford to Stanley. Stanley to Kurtenbach. Kurtenbach shooting it into the Chicago zone. Glenn Hall stopping it. Vasco shot around on the boards, down the ice to center, up to the Leaf blue line where Marcel Pronovost takes a hold of it. He's checked by Esposito, but picks it up again. Gets away from Bobby Hull. His pass for Pulford. He failed to get it. Glenn Hall lets it go. Vasco touches it, icing against the Maple Leafs as it was shot from the Leaf side of the checkered line at center. And it goes back into the Leaf zone to the left. 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Chicago lead 2-0. Elmer Vasco, number 4, playing on the defense with Pierre-Pilote. And now then Bill Hay comes out. Nestorenko. Bobby Hull will stay out there on the left wing. Pulford, Kurtenbach, Armstrong, Bond, and Marcel Pronovost. All set to go and from the face-off. Hull's backhand was high and wide. It goes to the corner in the lead zone. It's cleared ahead to Armstrong. Armstrong for Pulford. It was behind him. Kurtenbach on the left wing. Clears it out to center. Stopped there by Nestorenko. Gets over the line with a shot. The rebound came all the way up to Marcel Pronovost. His pass. Stopped by Pilote. Pilote gets in over the Leaf line, and then his pass was behind Bobby Hull, and Bond feeds Pulford. Pulford takes a backhand shot to Glenn Hall, directs to the corner, and there goes the bell to end the second period. The score at the end of the second to the right. The penalty box is directly below me. The gondole, of course, is 54 feet above the ice surface, and the players' benches are on the far side. All set to go. Red Kelly at center ice. Both he and Ron Ellis are the only two players in the Leaf roster to wear helmets. No helmets with the Blackhawks. Stan Mikita's number 21, Warren is 17, and Doug Moen's number 2. From the face-off, Mahavlich off the boards into the Hawk zone. Vasco cleared it along on the far wing to Mikita, gets it out to Moens. Moens and Warren, one man back. They're going in together. Moens takes his shot, and he's shot wide. A rebound all the way to Mahavlich. Mahavlich is covered by Mikita. It goes to Doug Moens. Moens is hit and knocked down by Marcel Pronovost, who shot the puck in. Then Pronovost ran into Vasco, and they're starting to hit one another in the beginning of this final period. Here Pialot gets it out over the blue line to center. Moens, a quick pass to Warren, in over the line. A back pass is loose. Mikita goes after it, gets a hold of it. Vaughn and Warren crash. Here's Warren shooting it, and Bauer slid out to make the save in the goal crease. Kenny Warren was left uncovered, had his chance, and Johnny Bauer came out to make the save. Faceoff will be in the Leaf zone to the right. Mikita remains out there with Moens and Warren. Now then, Billy Ray's going to make a change. Coach Punch Imlach has made his change with Keon coming out. Larry Jeffrey and Ron Ellis, number 8. Esposito is 7. Pico Mackey is 16. Bobby Hull, number 9. Gary Jarrett, number 20. And Matt Ramley's number 5 for the Blackhawks. And from the faceoff, it bounced to Bauer. He's got it in his hand. Finally drops it, knocks it into the corner. Martin covered by Esposito. Bobby Hull is there as well. It goes loose to the boards. Horton and Esposito, a pair of 7s. Bobby Hull and Ellis. And there's no further play. And Bobby Hull has certainly been exerting himself in more ways than one. Not only scored 2 goals in the first period, but he's also ready to hand out a few body checks here and there. And from the faceoff, Bobby Hull takes a shot. Another try. And Bauer stood his ground and held it out. And Ellis and Hull. And there's going to be a penalty to Hull.
As the Lady Byng Trophy winner, taking his first penalty of the year.
Double penalty to number 9, Bobby Hull. 2 minutes for 5 minutes. The time 1:11.
1:11. Bobby Hull, a high sticking penalty. So the Leafs will have the odd man advantage. This is only the 4th penalty in the game and the 2nd of the Blackhawks, so they're all even at 2 apiece. Keon, number 14, Larry Jeffrey, at least Eddie Joyelle, number 24, Ron Ellis, number 8, Douglas, and Kelly. Puck goes back into the lead zone. Nesterenko and Hay to kill off the penalty for the Hawks. Kelly, a pass for Joyelle. For Ellis, too far. Ellis races after it behind the net. Lost possession of it. Joyelle goes after it. Gets a hold of it. Centered it. Picked up by Keon. There's a shot. Joyelle took a whack at it. And it's picked off by Glenn Hall on the second try. And he ducked his head. Make sure he didn't get hit with any high stick. Ellis gets up slowly, and he seemed to hurt his leg a little bit, but he's all right now. Real traffic jam around the Chicago net. They're shorthanded. They lead in the hockey game 2-0. Now then, Mikita's coming out to get the faceoff. Dan Mikita is certainly well known for his getting faceoffs. He gets this one, and from the draw, it's cleared by Ravlich down the ice, and Mikita will leave the ice, and Billy Hay will come out again. Kelly for Joyelle, underneath his stick. Ravlich Burying it down the ice. Douglas goes back for it. Kent Douglas for Ron Ellis. Trying to get down the right wing. Tapped by Jarrett, and he shoots it down the ice into the lead zone again. 55 seconds left in Bobby Hull's penalty. Red Kelly up to Joyelle. Joyelle to Douglas to Ellis. Over the line. Outside. Fouled by linesman Matt Pavlich. Leafs over anxious getting in over the blue line. We've played 2 minutes. 24 seconds of the final period. Chicago lead 2-0. At the end of 2 periods, Montreal 6, Detroit 1. Hay facing off with Kurtenbach, who's out there with Mahavlich and Papin, Douglas and Kelly. Shot down the ice. Bobby Hull has 43 seconds left in his penalty. Kelly back. Kelly starts up. A pass to Mahavlich. He races down the left wing, shoots it in. Papin races after it. Jarrett for Hay, and he shoots it down the ice. Kelly back for it. Kelly straight up the ice to center. Takes a long shot. Grant Hall stopped it as it bounced. Kurtenbach hits the boards. Mahavlich shot it around. Esposito finds an opening and shoots it down the ice. A pass intended for Mahavlich. Douglas still has it. With Marcel Pronovo takes the pass, goes over the line. Stopped by Basco, and now it's Esposito to Bobby Hull, who's back on the ice. Up over the blue line, takes a shot. The top of the end, Blues at the south end, almost going out of Maple Leaf Gardens. This half of tonight's game is brought to you by Molson's.
Lager lovers, switch to Molson Canadian. It's the friendly lager.
All set for the face-off. The Hawks are back at full strength. They lead 2-0. Vaughn. And a Reggie Chikomaki shot. Marcel Pronovo hits back. Controlling on his stick when he had the open net. Armstrong hits the puck to center ice. Fast goal, clears it right back in again. Bauer knocked it to Armstrong. Cleared it right for Pulford, but Pierre Palat was there. On to Pulford. Pulford down the right wing, over the blue line. Passed it across in front, Selby after it. Back for Pulford, and Bobby Hull takes it away and goes to the corner. He's stopped by Armstrong. Goes into the crowd off Fasco. And there'll be a face-off in the Chicago zone to the left. At Montreal in the final period, it's now 8-1. For the Canadians over Detroit. Duff from the Perrier and Belleville at 4 minutes even. And Talbot from Ferguson and LaRose at 1 minute later, 5 minutes mark. Didn't drop the puck fairly, so we'll do it all over again. We've played 4 minutes and 17 seconds of this final period. 2-0 Chicago. Armstrong, Pulford, and Selby. Vaughn and Pronovo. On the face-off, Esposito gets the draw to Basco, goes in behind the net. Back pass along to Chikomaki, lets it go to Esposito off the board. Up the center. Cleared it right to Armstrong. Armstrong gets it out. Bobby Hull is there. Pulford. Trying to shut Bobby Hull out of the play. Failed to. Bobby Hull gets rid of it to center, and the Leafs take over. Pulford to Armstrong. Armstrong a backhand to Palat. Here Palat, watched by Pulford, goes to the boards. Armstrong after it. He gets a hold of it. Passed it out to Marcel Pronovo. Hit by the elbow. Knocked it off to the side. Bobby Hull still after it. Knocked it into him. The puck goes to Esposito. Marcel Pronovo tries to get it loose. He does to Pulford. Pulford knocked off stride. Tried to clear it for Selby, and Pasco covered him. Now it's Chikomaki. Over the line, stopped by Marcel Pronovo, knocked it back to center. Here Palat to Elmer Vasco. Vasco hit the referee and Pulford. Then runs into Esposito. Their sticks are a little high. Larry Jeffrey. Knocked it right to Palat. Marcel Pronovo clears it out. Here Palat again with it. Then here Palat a backhand, hit Kenny Warham. Larry Jeffrey, number 22, picks it off to Ron Ellis. His pass for Keon failed to click as Stan Mikita was there. Mikita now having difficulty. Ellis takes it away from him and gives it to Keon. Keon to Ellis. Up at center ice for Larry Jeffrey, too far. Ellis and Moans bumped together. Now they're starting to hit one another. Warham nearly got loose as the puck went into the lead zone. Bond is knocked into the boards by Warham, and they hold it there for a face-off.
Well, it might be of interest to recognize two of the more important rules changes this year. One of the most sensible, of course, is the rule requiring two goaltenders to be dressed in full uniform for every game. Another sound rule is the assessment of a $200 fine for any player who swings his stick at a player during a game. Stick swinging seems to have been on the increase the past few years.
On the face-off, it's out to center ice. Back for it is Gary Jarrett, number 20. He hit Larry Jeffrey. Jeffrey trying to center it. It's loose along the boards. Jeffrey has it. Back to Stanley. Stick. And Warren makes it down the ice. Cutting in from the right side. He shoots. Score! Warren scores for Chicago. Moves straight down the right wing. Here it is. A clearing pass over Stanley's stick. Warren has a clear path. And there it is. Right between Johnny Bauer's legs.
Beautiful goal by Warren. Of course, he's got
Chicago
tremendous speed
goal
and a good
scored by
shot.
number 17, Warren, unassisted. The time 6:27.
6:27, Warren, unassisted. Larry Jeffrey shoots the puck into the Chicago zone. Ellis races after it. Still has it. Tried to come from the side. Too well covered, and it's Mikita. Number 21 out over his own blue line to the center ice. Then to the blue line. Tried to go through. Keon to Stanley. Stanley coming down the left wing. A pass to Keon. Going in. He shoots. Number 3 for the Maple Leafs tonight. Puck goes back to center ice. Horton to Keon. Back for Jeffrey, and Mikita breaks it up to Nestorenko. Over the line. Tried to go by Stanley. Bauer shoots the puck to Jeffrey. Left it for Keon. Back to Larry Jeffrey. Up for Keon. Too far. Here Palat. Comes down the right wing. Nestorenko helps him out by poking the puck to the corner. Around behind the net. Keon to Horton. Horton ahead to Mahavlich on the left side. To Keon. Keon is hit by Palat, but down. Anfield got it off the board, but not out. Horton getting set. There's the shot. Big save on that one. And Mahavlich a shot. Right in front of the net. Comes back to Horton. Horton scoops it over to Stanley. There's his shot wide. Then Mahavlich a shot. It bounces to Stanley again. Stanley shoots. That's knocked down by Nestorenko. Clears it to the board. Stanley is hit high by Nestorenko, and there's going to be a penalty here to Nestorenko for cross-checking. That gives the Leafs a man advantage, 6 men to 5. Chicago leading the hockey game 3-0.
Chicago penalty to number 15, Nestorenko. 2 minutes for a cross-check. The time 8:16.
Face-off will be in the Chicago zone to the right. Orland Kurtenbach, number 25 at center. Pappen, number 17 on the right wing. Mahavlich, number 27 on the left. Kelly is 4 and Douglas 19. Dan Mikita for the face-off. Mahavlich gets it back to Douglas. Douglas takes his shot. He hit Mikita. He's got it again. Mahavlich couldn't get his pass. Pappen tries to dig it out. It's cleared. It hits Douglas. And finally, Ravlich shoots it down the ice over the Leaf blue line, and Kelly's back for it. Kelly to Mahamlet. Back to Kelly. Flip Curtin back and Pappas. Flipped it, but it was stopped by the Chicago defense. Kelly again to Mahamlet. He shot it into the corner. Hay off the glass. Douglas knocks it down with his glove. He's given a real shove by Jarrett. Then Hay gets in there with him, and they hold it for a face-off. There's 1 minute and 24 seconds left in the penalty to Nestorenko. Face-off inside the Chicago blue line. This half of tonight's game is brought to you by Molson.
Drink bright, clear Molson Canadian. It's the friendly lager.
Jim Tappan is replaced by Eddie Joyelle. Douglas to Kelly. Kelly turns at his own blue line. Now heads up towards the Chicago line. He goes over 4 of them. A pass into the corner. Curtin back is knocked hard into the board. And the puck goes all the way back out the center. Douglas shoots it to an open wing. Eddie Joyelle is hit, and it's cleared in. Ravlich shot it along the boards, but not out. Kelly keeps it in for the Leafs. A pass for Mahamlet, too hard. Hay is hit by Curtin back, and Joyelle is given a shove by Jarrett, and also Chico Mackey is there to drop the Leaf player against the board.
Orland Kurtenbach was one of the pleasant surprises of the Leaf training camp. He's bounced around the pro leagues for 10 years. He played 10 games with New York in 60 and 61, and played 8 more with Boston the next year, and back to the minors then for a couple of seasons. Up to Boston the past couple of seasons. And, he's a rugged performer, as we've seen tonight, and possibly a change of uniform and the addition of a couple of line mates could make this Kurtenbach a most successful player with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's 6'2", 180 pounds, and comes from Cudworth, Saskatchewan.
Orland Kurtenbach is in the penalty box. The teams are even at 5 aside. A boarding penalty at 9:28. Chicago lead 3-0. Vaughn right to Bobby Hull. Great save by Johnny Bauer on that full drive. There's Esposito getting a chance. He's turned around by Marcel Pronovo, and Keon gets it to Pronovo, who goes slowly behind the Leaf net. Now he starts out. Pronovo over his own blue line to center with Keon. Flipped it in. Keon went after it. Palat knocked it off to the side, took Keon out of the play, and Bobby Hull now starting out. Now Ellis after him. Bobby Hull trying to go through. Ellis is there to Keon. Keon watched by Esposito. 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the game. 3-0 Chicago. Marcel Pronovo up the center. Pass to Keon. Keon watched by Esposito to Nestorenko, number 15. The Hawks are at full strength. The Leafs are shorthanded. Nestorenko into the corner, then centered it. Bobby Hull trying to get set. There's his shot. It goes right to Nestorenko. A backhand. Bauer stopped that. It's right in front of the goal. Knocked out to the wing. Ellis shot it into the corner of the opposite side. Vaughn after it. Cleared it out. Jarrett knocked it down with his glove. A back pass to here Palat, number 3, who starts back at center. Over the Leaf line. Offside. In the final period at Montreal, the Canadiens still lead Detroit 8-1. 9 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the game here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, and Chicago leads Toronto 3-0. 2 goals by Bobby Hull in the first period and 1 in this final period. Warren unassisted at 6:27. Now set to go. It goes back into the Leaf zone, and Stanley, number 26, clears it down the ice. Bobby Hull, number 9, going back for it. Glenn Hall stopping it behind the net. Hull, a pass to Moons. He just left it behind. A back pass for Bobby Hull. Now at his own blue line, moving over the checkered line at center. Up over the Leaf line. Still has it. Shoots it. Goal!
Well, listen to that applause for Bobby Hull. Now, they greeted him with mixed emotions a while back, booing and cheering intermittently, but nobody can resist letting a few cheers out on a great play like that. A fantastic effort. And poor Johnny Bauer.
The time, 11:22.
11:22 was the time of Bobby Hull's solo effort, and it's now 4-0. And that's his third goal of the night. Bones got the assist on the play. The long shot, Bauer lets it go. Fulford, the rebound off the board, can't get it out. Bones sent it to Makita, and his shot is high. Fulford to Armstrong. A long pass for Selby. It ends up on Ravlich's stick. Shot it right back into the Leaf zone. Bauer carrying it to Selby up to Fulford. A long pass for Armstrong. He races after it. Bones beats him to it. Armstrong gets in ahead of him. Bones at last the stick. Spun the Leaf player around, and there's going to be a penalty to Bones for holding. Bones of Chicago, a holding penalty. Chicago 4, Toronto Maple Leafs nothing.
Chicago penalty to number 2, Bones. 2 minutes for holding. The time, 12:23.
This half of tonight's game is brought to you by Molson.
What's your pleasure? Ale or lager? Get both in Molson Pleasure Pack.
On the faceoff, Ravlich clears it but not out. Kelly, a pass for Ellis. Ellis centered it right in front. Nesterenko knocked it to the wing. Makita trying to get it out. Makita brings it out to center ice and then shoots it down and is replaced by number 11, Bill Hay. Ron Ellis now with Kelly coming out of their own zone to center. Kelly shoots the puck into the Chicago zone. They race in after it. Mahavlich trying to center it. Jarrett to Nesterenko to Hay. Douglas moves up, kicks it loose. Keon tried to center it. Jarrett takes it along the board and holds it long enough for a faceoff. 6 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the game. 4-0 Chicago. Bobby Hull coming back out. Facing off with Keon from the faceoff. Ellis to Keon behind the net, trying to center bomb. Was standing there. Ellis to Douglas. Over to Kelly. Kelly takes his shot at the side of the net. Ellis knocks it high. Bobby Hull is content to hold it against the board for a face-off in the Chicago zone. Now then Makita comes out again. Looking for the face-off. He gets the draw. Here's the hot to Nesterenko. Shoots it down the ice. Going back for it is Douglas. Douglas, a pass over here to Mahavlich, races down the left wing, to the line, offside, Ellis going in on the right side. .47 seconds left in the penalty to Doug Bones of Chicago. Blackhawks lead 4-0. On the face-off, back to Kelly, number 4. Kelly goes over the blue line. Got it way wide. The rebound to Glenn Hall knocked it to the corner again. Kelly was there. Trying to get it back to Mahavlich. He shovels it to Keon. Keon, right in front of him. Against the open corner. Douglas takes a shot, and Greg Hall slapped that. And Vasco goes to the boards and holds.
Leafs just can't put him in tonight. They've hit 3 goal posts, and then Ellis missed a glaring opportunity on that occasion. And now the question seems to be, can Glenn Hall hang on and get that shutout?
And he has 6 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in this final period. Full period with Armstrong and Selby. Douglas and Kelly. Moan still has 25 seconds left in his penalty. Bobby Hull is out there now with Nestorenko, along with Palat and Al McNeil, who's been used sparingly. It comes across the goal mouth to Red Kelly. His shot was right in front. Bobby Hull finds it and shoots it down the ice. Going back for it is Kent Douglas, number 19. Starts back for the Leafs. The pass to Pulford at his own blue line to center. He flips it in. Glenn Hall grabs it, then shoots it to the corner. Down goes Bill Hay. Holmes is on the ice. Selby takes his shot. Pulford will wrap at it. Stopped by Glenn Hall. Here Palat backhands it, and it's going into the crowd and hit a spectator right on the head. He didn't see it.
The gentleman is cut, Bill. Oddly enough, he was right behind the protective glass, and the puck came flying in there, and as you say, he didn't see it and didn't have a chance to duck. Looks like there might be a couple of stitches there.
Face-off will be in the Chicago zone to the right. 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. On the face-off, comes out to center. Vaughn, a long shot, knocked down by Jarrett. Cleared back to Vaughn again as he goes back into his own zone. Starts out himself. A pass for Selby, who's given a bump, but he cleared it into the Chicago zone. Jarrett to Esposito. Armstrong watches him. Selby cleared it into the crowd as he attempted to keep it in the Chicago zone. Face-off comes outside. On the face-off, Selby shot it over the line. Matt Ravlich brings it back. Pass to Jarrett, over to Chico Mackey, over the blue line. Pass it right to Pulford. Pulford coming down the ice. Ravlich poke-checked the puck away from him and put Pulford himself offside. And, of course, Selby has moved up, picked off the puck, and, of course, the offside is outside the blue line. This half of tonight's game is brought to you by Molson's.
For true ale flavor, more people enjoy Molson Export Ale, the big ale in the big land.
On the face-off, back to Stanley. A long shot hit Ravlich. Ravlich tries to dig it out. Joyelle picks it up. A pass to Papin, and his shot was stopped by Jarrett, who fell in front of it. Joyelle gets it back to Horton. Horton lets his shot go. And that hit Jarrett. Joyelle trying to tee off. Jarrett is hurt, trying to get up. Back comes Bobby Hull over the line with Chico Mackey. Mackey centered it. Horton shot it off the board. Stanley picks it up. A pass ahead to Jeffrey. Larry Jeffrey for Joyelle and Papin. Jeffrey moving up. Got it off the boards. Al McNeil clears it to the corner. Esposito, number 7. Coming up with Bobby Hull, who gets the pass over the blue line. Takes a shot, lets one go. Bauer stopped that. Eddie Joyelle. A long pass for Papin. And Larry Jeffrey moves up. Back to Stanley. Stanley shoots it into the Chicago zone. Ben Hall out of the net to stop it. Al McNeil, number 19. Nearly went in front of his own goal. Being watched by Jeffrey. A pass ahead to Warham. To Esposito at center. Over the line, and that's offside. Warham going in on the right wing. 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the game. 4-0 for Chicago. Hull scored twice in the first period at 5:12 from Esposito, at 16:17 from Hodge. No scoring in the second period. In the final period, Warham unassisted at 6:27, and Bobby Hull got number 3 from Moans at 11:22. A long shot. Bauer catches it, leaves it for Marcel Pronovo. Fritz Selby jammed in on the board, gets it loose. Checked by Warren, handed it right to Keon. Keon, Ellis, and Selby coming down together. A long shot, stopped by Glenn Hall. Glenn Hall scooped it right to Keon. Keon trying to center it. It's behind the goal. Vasco shot it along the boards to Warren. Warren fanned on it, getting it out. It goes behind the goal. Here, Palat shot it by Vaughn down the ice, over the red line. Touched by Marcel Pronovo, and of course that's icing. 2 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the game. 4-0 Chicago. No further score from Montreal. It's still Montreal Canadiens in the final period, leading Detroit 8-1. On the faceoff, Doug Moan. A long pass, stopped by Marcel Pronovo to Selby. Selby, a backhand. Glenn Hall scooped at it. Here's right to the net. Keon missed it with Glenn Hall way out of the net this time. And Makita missed the check from Vaughn. And it's Marcel Pronovo. Pass to Keon. To Ellis. Back to Keon in the corner. He's jammed out by Warham, and they all pile in. With Selby also and Vasco there.
Well, there's Brett Selby, and it'll be interesting to see if he can match the efforts of his close friend Ron Ellis. Punch calls them the Whiz Kids. Ellis and Selby make a neat comparison. They're both about the same age. They're about 5'10", 180. Both the strong, silent type. Both have great desire to be good in professional hockey and also to achieve a full education if they can. Now, if Selby is to match Ellis in point production, he'll have to aim at 23 goals and 16 assists this rookie season.
On the faceoff, Douglas has shot. Glenn Hall made the save on that. Ravlich for Nestorenko. Cleared it out. Hay just failed to get to it. Stanley for Mahavlich. Mahavlich too well covered by Hay. Stanley to center. Takes a shot and hit Ravlich. Ravlich comes back with Hay. Over the blue line. A pass for Hay. He tried to get through and Stanley was there. He hit the side of the net. The Hawks try to get it out in front. Stanley after it. Bill Hay picks it up for Chicago. A back pass for Nestorenko. Also out there with Len Lundy. Out for the first time in the game, number 18. A long pass hit Douglas. Kelly has it. Shot it into the Chicago zone with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining in the game. Douglas trying to center it. He did right in front from Mahavlich, and he couldn't get a shot. Al McNeil shoots it down to center. Stanley to Mahavlich. Mahavlich going at center. Clears it over the line. Got it into the corner. Nestorenko gets in ahead of him. Goes to the board. Mahavlich with less than a minute to go. Shoots it off the boards to center, and Stanley goes back for it. Stanley at the center line. Shoots it back into the Chicago zone. Glenn Hall stops it. And Ravlich off the board for Esposito. Stopped by Horton. Ravlich gets it again for Chicago. 40 seconds left. Over to Al McNeil. Ahead to Lundy. Checked by Douglas for Kelly. Kelly just can't reach it. Knocked out. Loose at the Chicago line, and Kelly has it. Kelly turns. He's hit. Play is offside. Also going to be a penalty here to Chicago. Esposito, number 7. That's the 5th penalty of this final period and the 4th to Chicago.
Chicago penalty to number 7, Esposito. 2 minutes for hooking. The time 19:37.
The Blackhawks are the only team to score in this final period. They've scored twice. Lead 4-0. On the draw. Goes back to Vasco. To Palat. Watched by Selby. The puck goes loose to Pulford. To Keon. To Selby. Back to Keon. 10 seconds left. Keon over the line. Back for Papin. His shot deflected over the glass. Face-off comes outside with 3 seconds remaining in the game. on the face-off. Hay falls. Fulford digs it out, and there goes the bell, and the game is over. And so the final score of tonight's game, Chicago Blackhawks 4, the Toronto Maple Leafs 0.